So this one is for the 27th. Like I said, I was a little behind, so I'm kind of doing them all in one shot. So my first message was do do what you say you are going to do and keep your word to yourself. And people say you need to keep your word to others, and I mean, yeah, that's fine, but I think the most important person to keep your word to is yourself, because you can actually talk yourself out of keeping your word. If you don't keep your word, let's say to your friend, you tell your friend, oh, I'm gonna help you move today, and you never show up, then your friend is going to say, hey, what happened? You told me you were going to help me move, and you know consequences are going to happen. You might lose your friend, or your friend might be mad at you for some time. But then when you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to wake up early, or I'm going to exercise, and you end up not doing it, you end up betraying yourself. But because no one is watching and no one is looking at you, and no one is saying, hey, why didn't you do this, you let it pass. You let it be okay to betray yourself, and that's never, never okay. My next message is created without any imperfections. If you run into an imperfection in your creation, start all over. For example, if you are imagining the perfect relationship, and in your imagination or creation, exercise, you have a small fight, because that's in your mind, because that's what relationships have. They have small fights at times. um, because okay, that's what start all over from the beginning. Don't let that imperfection be part of your creation. Of course, we're going to have imperfections, in our lives. But if you start your creation, your imagination, your manifestation, saying, "Oh, I'm going to get a nice car," but then, "Oh, I get into an accident, a small accident," that you're putting that imperfection into that manifestation. And I know sometimes your mind can wander and give you things that in reality might happen. That's not a way to start creating what is supposed to be perfect in your mind. Let other circumstances come into your life that, yes, might make it imperfect, but don't start with an imperfection with your manifestation. My next message is don't relate your desire and wants and even needs to money. Uh, okay. I first ask, what is it that I want? Example, I want a Porsche. I won't imagine the money it takes to have a Porsche. I imagine the Porsche and me experiencing it. I want a lifestyle where I can travel and stay in places that I am comfortable in, and in states of abundance. I see all that then, and I go for it and go find out how to get it. It could be through savings or making more money, or it could be through bartering or working exchange programs. Whatever gets you or me to the end result. So some people say, "Oh man, I would love a vacation. I love to travel for a year," and then as soon as they say that, they say, "Oh, but it's gonna cost too much." Don't start like that. Just start imagining it. Imagine it for a whole month, in your mind, in your meditations. Imagine, traveling from country to country in Europe, or from place to place in South America. That's what you need to imagine first. And then, you know, on your free time, find out how much that will cost. Or on your free time, watch travel blogs. And slowly you'll start getting messages on how to make that happen, um, that you would have never, ever imagined. You don't have to imagine you don't have to know how to get there. Just create it. and things will come into place, or they will give you the idea, or they will give you the revelation that, hey, it's not that hard. For example, wanted I've always wanted to live in different countries, for some time. I liked the vacation part, but I just thought it was almost like, um I don't know, I liked vacations, but I didn't like vacations because they ended. I couldn't have a life in a vacation. So I would always imagine, living in one country for some time and then living in another country for another time. And it was years before it actually came to be a reality. And I'm not saying I've lived in many countries, but I'm starting. And my thought was like, oh, I have to be rich in order to do this. And slowly, I decided that that misconception of what I wanted could possibly not be true. And I started to find out ways that it could not be true. And I found ways that it wasn't true. You can actually live in different countries and not be this millionaire, or, you know, win the lottery or whatever. You can actually enjoy different cultures, with small amount of money. But I would have never known that if I would have gave up. Uh, I would have gave up at the thought of, oh, you have to be rich in order to travel and live in different countries. So, you know, make your wishes, create it, keep on reliving it until you understand that it is possible for you. And once you understand it's possible for you, it will become reality. Again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, tell me what is it that you have created, and before you created and exercised the creation process and the manifestation process, what was it what was it that you did, and how did it turn out when you decided that this is going to be for me? Thank you for watching again, and I will definitely see you in the next video.